Hi everybody, this is Garrison for real once again. I told you I was going to come back. Tonight is my Super Bowl 51 review. It was a pretty good game. Not the ending I was hoping for. I'm not a Patriots fan. I have never been a Patriots fan. I'm not one of those bandwagoners. I'm not one of those guys who, you know, if you like the Patriots, that's fine. More power to you. Enjoy your team's win tonight. You guys deserve it. 'Cause that was a hell of a game. A hell of an ending. Um, Honestly, it was just a surprising ending, but I'm not really a surprising ending because I was predicting the Patriots to win from before the season started. I'm not gonna get into why I was predicting that, but I have to go through and say that it was a really interesting game. It was scoreless in the first quarter. Nobody had anything with a bunch of punts. And then in the second quarter, the Falcons recover a fumble. And then not too long after that, the Falcons scored with like 12 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Then the Falcons scored again with 8 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter. At this point, they were leading 14 to nothing. Then they picked off Tom Brady. He got a pick six. They took it all the way back. With like 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in the second quarter. At that time, it was 21 to 0. And as the second half was ending, um, the Patriots kicked a field goal to make it 21 to 3. Then the halftime show started, which I was kind of going to be skeptical of. I'm not a Lady Gaga fan by any means, but I thought she put on a pretty decent show, and there was no real big political message, I don't think, or anything like that that would deter me from wanting to watch it. Um, when I watch football, I don't want to be bombarded with political messages. I mean, I don't care what side you're on. You know, I just don't want to be bombarded with it. That's my escape from the real world for those 3 or 4 hours that I'm watching something. And then the Falcons got a touchdown in the third quarter with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in it. Then the Falcons was leading by 28 to 3. And then the Patriots, at this point, I was really thinking the game was over. I had a gut feeling that Tom Brady was going to come back because that's what he does. He's one of the greatest players of all time, and I still not going to put him at the greatest of all time just because I can't stand the guy personally. No, just kidding. No, I just can't stand that team. And I grew up with my childhood idol, Joe Montana. And that's who I still think is one of the greatest of all time because the league was a little bit more hard hitting back then. It's not like it is now where the quarterback can do things like it can. Um, but at this point, I was really thinking the best part of the game was when Dwight Freeney got his helmet stuck with Bennett's. That was actually pretty funny. That was actually pretty good. I enjoyed every moment of that just for that laughter for that 2 minutes that it happened. Then the Patriots scored with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter, but then I missed the extra point. And then the Falcons was leading at this point 28 to 9. And then the Patriots score a field goal with 9 minutes and 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Then the Falcons fumbled the ball. The Patriots recovered and then the Patriots scored another touchdown with 5 minutes and 56 seconds left. So after a while, it was 28-20. Yeah, at this point, I was like, oh yeah, the comeback is coming on. The comeback is coming. I'm not surprised by it. I'm not gonna be surprised by it. It's Tom Brady, and that defense was getting worn out. They were on the field for a long time. I mean, regardless of how many points the Falcons put up, the Falcons weren't on the field that long. I mean, they really weren't. I mean, they were scoring at will at first, and they didn't really need to score for a while. They should have. But the 2 point conversion was successful, and then they went for it. Got another touchdown with 57 seconds left on the clock. Got the two and tied at 28-28. And this is so weird that this is the first Super Bowl after 50 Super Bowls to have an overtime game. And the overtime was pretty anticlimactic. I mean, yeah. The Falcons couldn't stop Tom Brady, and it went down the field and they scored. And the final was 34-28. And that was our Super Bowl. It wasn't a bad Super Bowl. It was actually a really entertaining Super Bowl. I mean, the first 3 quarters sucked. I mean, it literally was boring. I was thought it was going to be another blowout. The whole postseason was really kind of sucking with the blowouts, and I just really wasn't digging it. So things got interesting in the fourth quarter. I wouldn't say it's the greatest game of all time because it went into overtime, because it wasn't close for a long time there. I mean, it might be the greatest comeback of all time, but not close. That's close to being the greatest game of all time, because the greatest game usually keeps me intrigued from the first minute on. This first 3 quarters sucked. So that was the Super Bowl. Was it good? It was fun toward the end. I mean, the fourth quarter was pretty good. Now, I just kind of wanted to say my opinions about the commercials. Really didn't think there was a whole lot of commercials that really were entertaining. Like I said, I don't want no, I like most of the funny ones for the most part. And it really wasn't a whole lot of funny stuff. I mean, the Skills commercial was kind of weird, but fun. I like that Bush commercial. The shh. It was fun. I don't know why. It was different. Um, the Bradshaw commercial was actually pretty entertaining for Tide. And I like Melissa McCarthy's commercial. It was funny, even though it had a kind of a message to it. Then for the movie trailers, the only one that actually intrigued me was Logan. That made me want to see it more. I've been wanting to see that for a while. It's just probably the most intriguing movie to come out in the spring. And the one since I'm a wrestling fan, I'm going to say it, I marked out for The Walking Dead. That was nice to see, that tiny, like, 10-second commercial where there's a football is over and Negan's back goes through the football. That was fun. So this is my opinion, my review of the game, and we can all talk about it. Leave your comments, like, subscribe, and hopefully I see you tomorrow night. And I still have to say, I'm still kind of flabbergasted by that game. That's why I'm kind of stuttering tonight. But I will say Garrison for Real is out. And I hope to hear from you guys soon.